What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Riding Dad channel, or welcome if it's your first time. Either way, very glad to have you. We're doing an exhaust switch today. We got the Trask Performance exhaust, the 2-in-1 for my Lowrider S. We'll roll the intro. We'll get straight into this. I'm so pumped.
Riding down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a thing that you found.
So for those of you who know my bike or know me and watch my channel and everything, you know that I had previously had the TBR Comp S. It's a other 2-in-1, Two Brothers Racing. I had it in the black. It was okay. No issues. I can tell you from having my Stage 2 that it should, this new exhaust should produce a significant amount more power with my, you know, according to what my tuner said. He said, well, this is one of the best exhausts on the market right now, at least for my bike. Trask makes really good stuff. Their exhaust just looks killer. I went with stainless, primarily because it's super easy to clean and also because I think it just looks badass. But yeah. This is a longer pipe, not as long as like a Thunderheader or the Vance & Hines Pro Pipe, not as long as that, but definitely longer than the TBR. The other thing I like about this, besides all the stuff that I already talked about, is where the headers are. It's a one-piece. They're obviously two headers, but they're welded together at the end collection point where the muffler sits. Instead of having a spring unit, which is prone to leaks on a lot of different exhaust that have springs like the TBR had, the Trask has an actual big clamp. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I don't see it in the thing right there. So, but yeah, the Trask uses a clamp for it. So I'm super excited to get this sucker on. I will walk through it with you guys and explain everything I'm doing when I do it. I already have the TBR exhaust off because in my past video, I put this clear cam cover on there. So I have that part already pre-recorded. We're gonna go ahead and roll that. In addition to that video, I don't remove my O2 ports, or sensors rather. I just unscrew them because that's a two-piece header. This is a single construction for both the front and back headers. So I'm going to actually unplug these O2 sensors, and then we're gonna prepare the exhaust, and then we're gonna put the exhaust on it. I will also say the exhaust flanges, I did order a new set, ironically off Amazon. They got really good reviews, a lot of good pros to them, because the old ones were a little bit bent, and the actual like rings that keep the flanges on the exhaust are just rusted to hell. And I debated on buying a stock set again, you know, OEM from Harley, but the ones from Amazon look really good. They're coated, so theoretically they should not rust, but we'll see. And unlike a lot of other exhaust manufacturers, Trask provides new exhaust gaskets, which every time you remove the exhaust, put it back on, you always need new exhaust gaskets. Trask provides them with the exhaust. So very cool. You don't have to go get that stuff. I'll roll the footage of taking off the exhaust. Again, it's gonna be different for everybody. This is just me taking off my TBR Comp S exhaust, and then we'll prep this sucker. We'll get this all put on the bike. It's gonna look nice. It's gonna look bad. I don't know if YouTube is gonna copyright strike me for that, so you know the word. reason I forgot to record taking off the TBR bracket, but once all your factory or otherwise exhaust brackets are off, your next step is going to be to install the larger of the two support brackets from Trask. The Trask instructions specifically say to use the 3/8 by 16th threads, 1-inch flathead bolts provided. Make sure to use red Loctite. Next up, I installed the exhaust gaskets. Keep in mind that they are tapered. There is a skinnier end that goes out and the thicker end goes in towards the actual piston. Now we're going to remove the plugs that Trask has pre-installed for the O2 sensors. We're going to be using the stock narrow band O2 sensors, which means we are going to install the included narrow band adapters since these are pre-cut for wideband. We're going to install the narrowband adapters and then install the stock O2 sensors that have been unplugged from the bike. Keep in mind to clean these off if you can before you reinstall them, and always use anti-seize for both the adapter and the actual O2 sensor itself. Once your O2 sensors are installed, we got to reinstall the stock, or in my case, the aftermarket flanges and clips. That way your header pipes stay on the bike. All right, now that everything is prepped for the header pipes, we got to put them on the bike. Make sure that your exhaust gaskets are in, and we're going to loosely fit it using anti-seize for the flange nuts, and we're just going to put them on just snug enough to keep it from flopping all around, but it should still freely move. Just a couple turns on there to make sure that everything is threaded correctly. Per the Trask installation instructions, we're going to install the smaller exhaust plate to the muffler using the 5/16 18 threaded by 5/8 flathead bolt and one 5/16 18 thread pitch and 3/4 head hex bolt with flat and lock washer provided in the kit. Use red Loctite on these two bolts and torque to 20 foot-pounds. Also says for narrow tire applications to use the longer screws included, and also the 2 spacers that are provided in the kit. We actually did a little something different because I kept my Bung King crash bar on, but we'll talk about that in the end. Now it's time to put the muffler onto the header pipes. I'm gonna start by pushing the muffler onto the header pipe where you can see that the 2 join up, just a little bit by little bit until the holes line up on both the support brackets for the actual muffler. Use the included carriage bolts that Trask supplies you with, flat washers and pinch nuts. Torque those down to 20 foot-pounds. And then if you are reinstalling or installing a factory passenger peg, you're gonna have to install it to the remaining threaded hole on that Trask larger frame plate from that muffler. Once everything is actually put on the bike loosely, we're gonna go ahead and incrementally tighten all of the bolts down, making sure not to over tighten anything. And something that is not included in the Trask instructions, but I will do as a good practice, just to make sure that after about maybe 300 to 500 miles or a few hours on the bike, we're gonna come back and hit all these bolts one more time because stuff does settle in. We wanna make sure there are no exhaust leaks whatsoever.
All right, so before we get the sound clip of the Trask exhaust, I need to show you guys a sound clip of the old exhaust. So with my Stage 2, here's a sound clip from one of my videos with the old TBR Comp S 2-in-1. Let's roll that.
So here you go. Here is an audio clip of my bike with the Jim's A21 cam.
All right, now here is the Trask exhaust as a side comment blurb a little bit. I have warmed up the bike. I rode it for about 5-6 miles already. That is what the cam cover, the clear cam cover, a lot of you guys wanted to see what it looked like running. We'll see that in a second, but I also wanted to see or tell you guys that that is what it looks like right after it ran. There's not a ton of oil on the window. It looks pretty much clear. There's just a little bit pooling on the bottom. That's exactly what it looks like fresh. I literally just shut off the bike maybe a minute ago tops. So that's what it looks like. And yeah, this is the Trask exhaust or Trask exhaust. Let's go ahead and turn the bike on so you can hear what this puppy sounds like.
All right, so it's finally done. Pretty easy, obviously self-explanatory. I explained everything that I was doing when I did it. The only thing I did not explain because it was off at the time was this originally, this Bung King slider, this crash protection does not fit stock, like with the Trask, just the way the bracket is. So what I went ahead and did was leave it on or whatever and put the bracket over it just to see how it would go. It fits okay. There's enough room for the bolts to come in. I'm going to see over time how it does. Worst case scenario, I'll probably take the bolts out that are in there because they have to go through both the Trask bracket and the bunking crash protector. I'll just get a longer bolt and I'll do it. It's also a little lopsided, but because of the way this exhaust is and because of how it, you tighten the header stuff last, I think it's okay because that part of the bunking is only maybe, I would say maybe 1/5 of an inch, maybe somewhere in there, not quite a 1/4, maybe a 1/5 or a 1/6. So it's not that bad, and all it does is really rotate the exhaust, so it should be okay. I think it looks killer. I think it looks awesome. I also think it sounds great. The other thing I will say is that it comes with the heat shields pre-installed. I forgot to say it in the beginning, but obviously you can see. But yeah, it comes with the heat shields pre-installed. It does stick out a little bit farther than the Two Brothers, the TBR. And yeah, I just love it. You guys tell me what you think, but I love this exhaust. It looks so sharp. That stainless, whew, it looks so good. The next part of this is going to be in about a month, within the month. I'll say within the month, I have to schedule an appointment with my dyno guy, and he is going to retune the bike and give me new current numbers. So we're going to see, fingers crossed, we're going to see how much more power and torque this Trask exhaust produces than the TBR. All things point to the fact that it should produce a pretty good amount. So fingers crossed, it should be good, but at the very least, it looks killer, and I think it sounds throatier and deeper. So yeah, I'm super happy with it. But yeah, make sure you guys like this video. Really would appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you catch up with all of my other stuff, and turn on post notifications so you're never missing, you're never notified, you never miss a new video of mine every Saturday at 5 p.m. Florida time. If you like this build series, where it's going, you want to see what else I did, check out the Lowrider playlist that's in the description. If you want to buy some stuff, the links for this will be in the description from Trask, as well as some other stuff and affiliate code and coupon codes I have for you guys to use. So make sure you check out all of that stuff. Check out the channel, check out my Instagram and my TikTok, and until the next time, guys, ride safe, have fun. Dad out.